This past month has been crazy, and everything leading up to now has affected the internet on a whole nother level. I'm gonna say this as a viewer and as a viewer only. The streaming world is most likely gonna collapse soon, at some point. And it could either rebuild itself the way it wants to be or shift completely, because the way people do things on social media nowadays drives planet Earth crazy. That's all I'm saying. I'm definitely not the last person to talk about this. There's at least like 100,000 YouTubers talking about this, and I'm just here following the trends. But also because I have some of my own opinions, you know? So first of all, we got everyone leaving FaZe. If you guys don't know, around 2 days ago, Ron, Jason, Adapt, Silky, and Lacey left FaZe Clan. And I think when I woke up this morning, while every American is sleeping, Rage also left. And as you guys know, Blackboy Max, he left around, what was it, like 6 months ago? Yeah. And now I'm gonna tell you the reason why they left. But first of all, we are gonna have to talk about Blackboy Max, okay? PBM left because they were telling him to pay $20,000 a month for living inside of the FaZe house, I think. If I'm not wrong, okay? I'm not the right source to come to, okay? I'm just here to share my opinion. And he was like, hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm good enough as it is. I'm just gonna hop out. That's what he did. So obviously he jumped out of FaZe. He started his own, 5-star and all of that. And, now he's nominated for a Grammy. God bless him. And, this guy, he's like, yeah, no, I'm leaving. So he went, he bought his own house and all of that, because Blackboy Max I think Blackboy Max is dead as the biggest creator that used to be in FaZe. So, that's kind of different. It's between him and Jason, but I think I would say that he is kind of bigger than Jason at this point. But now, obviously, people thought that he was egoing FaZe because, he's bigger and all of that. But in that situation, as I've heard so many people say, he was the black sheep in that situation. He had to leave because they were demanding money from the creators, and the rest of the FaZe guys, they stayed. But obviously they knew also that eventually they would probably leave a few months later, because the new production team and the new FaZe leader ownership that owns FaZe, Banks sold it to another group of people or another person or another owner, because he left and he went out of the internet phase. Now obviously I think almost every FaZe member at that point knew that they were gonna have to leave somewhat, because what the new owners are doing are obviously not acceptable for them. And also I think FaZe Banks, the same night that every FaZe guy left, came out with a tweet on Twitter where he just talked about the whole situation. And apparently he's supposed to go live in a day or two talking about more. So I really can't say much more than this. But also that, he said that they were backbiting each other and yippity yappity, and he goes on from there. Now, look, every single FaZe member, also Adapt, left. That is crazy to me. The fact that FaZe Adapt, the guy has been there since like the start of FaZe. The fact that he left, it's serious, because they usually troll around with the "I'm gonna leave FaZe" phrase. Obviously they didn't troll around this time, because if FaZe Adapt leaves, then it's serious. And also every single FaZe member tweeted like 1 hour after another. It was kind of like an algorithm or something. In this situation, the reason why the rest of the guys left were because they wanted 20% of the creator earnings from all the guys. And if they're already doing good for themselves, why should they even stay in FaZe, right? There's no reason for them to stay if they're already doing good for themselves. Now, I think Lacey's brother came out, Luke, I think that's his name. He came out with a statement and said, no statement, what am I saying? This is not politics, bro, this is streaming. And he came out and said that they would probably start their own group together. I don't know what they're gonna call it, whatever. Yeah, that's supposed to be, the next goal, apparently. I'm not completely sure. Also, Swag, he came out this morning, Swedish morning, and said that they would probably be updating people on New Year's or something after New Year's, because they wanted to just relax for now, which is kind of fair. But I think almost every single fan of FaZe is probably going crazy right now. They're like, why aren't they streaming and all of that. It's looking really crazy right now, because FaZe has, they have crazy history, and the fact that the biggest people on the platform, on the streaming platform, just leaving the group, that makes it kind of sad. But I think them starting their own thing, I think that's really good, because obviously I think FaZe was getting corrupted or something. I actually have no idea. If you guys know more than me, please comment down below. I would like to know, because I've been into the lore shit. Also, I've been watching FaZe since 2018, the OG Fortnite days, back when they used to hire like Fortnite pros. Yeah, back then, those moments were crazy. But yeah, that's not the only issue. Apparently, Aiden Ross has bought FaZe, which I really don't get. I don't know if that's true. I think he legit came out with a tweet and said, yeah, I bought FaZe. You guys gotta check that out if you want to know something. And look, I mean, he has the money to buy it, but I don't actually think he did. I have no idea. I don't know if he is cooperating with the FaZe guys or something, but apparently he has bought FaZe. That's what they're saying, and I don't know if that's true, but if it is, then cool. If it's not, then they're most likely just gonna leave either way. I saw like a TikTok video, and someone said the reason to as of why every FaZe member left is because Aiden Ross bought FaZe. But yeah, now apart from the FaZe situation, I said streamers made this Christmas way more interesting, didn't I? Obviously, there's a lot more. There's like 50 other situations going on right now. So we got this new kick streamer, Clavicular. He's like a looks maxing, trend taking streamer, I think. I mean, I think he's the most hated streamer at this point. I think he ran over someone in a clip. I obviously can't show that here, but you get the point. He ran over someone, and I don't know if he's gonna go to jail for that or if something else gonna happen. But I don't know. The streaming world's crazy, you know. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of upcoming streamers. We gotta be careful what. I mean, they have to be careful what they're teaching the streamers, right? They're on another level sometimes. That's just how it works. And I actually don't know much about this guy. I just know that he's like a looks maxing. He's been looks maxing TikToker before he started streaming on Kick. Oh, I just filmed last yeah. Anyways, yeah, the fact that this past week has been kind of crazy because now I just woke up this morning and I see Moist Critical posting about Nina Lin again. You know, the thief girl, the girl that did sexual assault on another, on a production management guy in the background of Silky Stream. I think his name is Side or something. I have no idea. But yeah, apparently that girl is not permabanned because she also stole from a store and then flexed about, I think. And she's not banned. You know, situation is crazy. I don't know. This year has been really interesting, guys. We got a lot of deaths here and there. We got a lot of, for some reason, pedophiles. We got David. We got a lot of backbiting. We got the Sunny backbite situation. I think every streamer just hates each other, okay? At this point, I don't even think anyone likes each other. Like, it doesn't really matter. You just do this for, I don't think people are doing it for fun anymore. And also, I heard Moist Critical saying this. He basically said that content groups shouldn't really be a thing anymore because networking is so much easier than it was before. Before you had to get a content group if you wanted to get somewhere, but nowadays there's just so many streamers. They can like cooperate with each other instead of going to companies and trying to collab, you know. But you know what? It's fine. I mean, you know, that's why I left FaZe. You get it? That's why I left FaZe. They want to take 20% of my $50 I get per month from school, you know. Okay, that was not funny. Anyways, yeah, no, Nina Lin is not banned. Sunny Backbite, that shit is still on site, and FaZe is just breaking apart. Clavicular almost going to jail, and we got Aiden Ross buying FaZe, which I still don't know if it's true. I'm saying this, I don't know if that's true because it doesn't sound true. He doesn't have the money for it though, but you get the point. Now let's talk about streamers in general, okay? I have a lot of example situations here. I got Iron Mouse feeling disrespected with Rakai and Ray when they were on Streamer Awards like a month or two ago. You know, that was a pretty crazy scene for me because she was on an iPad, I think, because she can't go out. I think she has a medical condition, but we can't really say much about it. But yeah, she felt disrespected because they were saying too much or something. I actually don't know. For all I know, I don't think neither of them did anything wrong. I think they were just speaking, and she literally said, ask me anything you want on an iPad screen, and they actually went with that and said, how do you look like in real life? And she said, that's why I'm behind this screen or something, because I'm ugly or something. She said something like that, and then came out with a statement saying, yeah, I felt harassed or something. Then we got Miskif as well. I don't know why bro was in other Twitter comms, but he recently tweeted himself, yeah, guys, I just left FaZe or something, trying to get into the jizz, you know. He's most definitely not getting there, but you know what? He's a streamer. We cannot say much more than that. And then also that he was, I think someone, I don't know who tweeted something, and he was just saying under, oh, I think it was Banks tweeting, yeah. And he was just saying something. He was like, this is fake, or I don't know what he said actually. You know what? Miskip is just trying to get involved in all of that, you know. He's definitely not getting somewhere, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, I think every streamer just hates each other. Like there's no other reason for them to be doing stuff like that. I mean, the FaZe situation, that's something else. That's like company stuff. But I'm feeling like there's a lot of other streamers jumping onto this situation for no reason. But I'm not saying like reacting. Reacting is fine. You're just doing what you want. Like still Dante is doing that type of stuff. But I like Dante. I respect that guy. And then we got like XQC and all those. They're just sharing their opinion, but some people are actually like jumping onto it. Especially those Twitter comms, bro. I've talked about this before. Those Twitter comms are not for a week, okay? Those Twitter comms are definitely not for a week. You cannot go to those Twitter comms. I don't think I've ever been in a Twitter comm because I have a life behind the screen. And, we don't need more shaming in this shit, bro. There's a lot of, like, people jumping in between Twitter comms and talking shit. And I think that's just pretty crazy because I think every streamer is used to, like, they used to love each other, bro. Now they hate each other. The streaming world is kind of cooked either way. Like, I think someone said this before. I don't know who. I think it was Banks. Yeah, he said, Face Banks, former Face Banks. He said, "Yeah, no, guys. A lot of streamers are just controlled by their audiences," and he's completely right with that because we had Vanilla Mae's situation like 2 months ago, where she was basically agreeing on something with Cutie Cinderella and then switched up on her last second. And I think they're on good terms now, but they had problems for a while. They had some real problems for a while. Yeah, this year has been interesting, guys. It's been really interesting, especially since after half the year, like July, June. It's been crazy. I actually don't know what to say. There's a lot of conflict. Well, there was some reason. There were some reasons, but you get the point. All right, people. I just want to hop on there, say that streamers actually just hate each other. No one likes each other. And yeah, we're good, people. Peace. I gotta go pee.